Hey, what's up, everybody? I don't know if you've ever gone live and people message you. I'm laughing at the messages coming through. So I haven't told the story of why I'm even with the company that I'm with, Monate, like why I got started, how all of this happened, the $1 Million Club and all of that, because I feel like people might take a look at what I do and think, like, that could never be me. I could never do what you did. I don't want to make $1 million. Like, I'm not looking for this to take over my life, and I totally get that. Because when I got started, I was in my salon. I was working in a salon suite. So I was responsible for my salon rent. I was responsible for all of the products in my salon. I was responsible for booking appointments. I mean, I was responsible for everything, running all of the operations of the business. And my goal was to become a platform artist. I wanted to travel the country, and I wanted to partner with a hair care line and do all kinds of education. Like, that's where I saw me going. And as I got into the business, this salon that I owned, I started to realize, like, I did this because I wanted some freedom, but it's not exactly what I intended. It was successful. I was busy. I was booked all the time. I was booked like a month and a half in advance, but I was missing everything. I was missing dinners with my family. I was missing school events. I was missing all of this stuff. And I remember getting to a place where, and we moved into my mom's house to make this happen, right? We gave up our everything because it was so expensive. I went into this salon without a clientele. And so I was almost kind of like breaking even. I wasn't really making like great money because I was reinvesting it back into the salon. So when this came around, my salon was my everything. I was putting everything I had into that salon because it was my business, you know what I mean? So when this came around, I wasn't looking for anything else. I didn't want anything else. I was like, I cannot take on one more thing. But when I was introduced to the products, Julie Stevens brought them to me. She's awesome. I was super attracted to her energy because I had never been around somebody that was that motivated and that driven and was like, I'm going to make $1 million with this company a month. And if you want to come with me, like, this is where I'm going. And I was like, bullshit. That doesn't happen to people like me. I blew her off for like 2 months. But I was still kind of like curious because I was really attracted to her. And so she brought me the products, she left them at my salon, and they sat there for like 2 weeks. I didn't touch them. And then finally I had to reach for them, and I was blown away because I ran out of a mask that I was using, and I had these extensions, and they were so busted up, like a ratted mess, and I needed to do something. So I reached for this mask, and I was like, holy shit, this is different than anything that I've ever touched before. And I couldn't ignore the products anymore. So I told her that I would hook her up with people for her business because I was like, I want nothing to do with the business. I've never sold a thing in my life. I don't know anybody. Y'all, I didn't have an Instagram. I probably had 300 friends on my Facebook. And I was like, I will help you grow your business if you help me grow my business. So I will give you referrals if you give me referrals. And literally that's how everything started. Hey, Jennifer watched this whole thing go down. So I sat with her, I gave her all of my contacts, we went to a salon together. I was like, hey, this salon, I'll introduce you. I didn't even know who they were. I just called them and asked if they were open to trying the products. I never had a conversation with them in my life, and they said yes. So I brought the products down there with Julie, and this is like 2 months after she introduced me to the products, mind you. So we go down there, we go to Dallas, and this stylist is a really big name stylist here in Dallas. Like, there's a billboard of her on 70. It's ridiculous. But she's really well known, social media. And they were like, yeah, we want the products, But not only did they want the products, they wanted like $3,000 worth of products, and like they wanted the entire salon to sign up. And so when I went out to the car with Julie, I was like, did I do this right? Is this okay? And she was like, Sarah, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And I was like, what? I don't have time for this. And she was like, you literally just did it. You just did what this business requires. And I was like, well, how much money are you making? Because I had never asked. And at that point, she was making what I was making in the salon times 2 a month. And I was like, you're doing that selling shampoo? She wasn't a hairstylist. She wasn't even from Texas. She was doing it all really through social media. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try, because my salon rent was $1,000 a month. The cost, everything was so expensive. I loved the freaking products. And I was like, I'm just going to try. So I jumped into this because I wanted to make $500 a month. That was my goal. I really didn't have any other expectations. I just wanted to make $500 a month. Sarah Gallen-Reed just hopped on. She was one of the first people that I signed up. I found her in a Facebook group because she has my same name. I reached out to her, asked her if she would try the product. She basically blew me off and told me to kiss her ass, and then like ordered 2 weeks later and then loved it. But back to the story. So, and now she's one of my executive directors, and she's retired, and she's making like multiple 6 figures when she didn't even want to try it to begin with. So I told you so. But anyway, so I just wanted to make $500 a month. And that's about what I did for my first 2 years. I made a little bit more than that. I was making enough to cover my salon rent entirely, plus some other things. So probably about twice that. And so that's what I did for the first 2 years. Y'all, that $1,000 that was coming in every month was everything to my family. I mean, everything to my family. It still makes me really emotional thinking about, because we were living with my mom. My car was broken down. It was like we couldn't get ahead. It was everything that we tried. You know, we moved in with my mom. We consolidated as much as we could. And it was like we just kept nothing. My husband was a teacher. It wasn't like he could magically increase his salary without picking up another job. So that $1,000 was everything to my family because, I mean, you all know, it allowed me to do so much. But then my upline, the girl that signed me up, she started to like explode. And when I say explode, I mean explode. She went from making what she was making, when I told you it was twice my income at the salon, she went from making that to, I don't even know how, she's probably approaching the $10 million mark income earned over the past 5 years, I would imagine. And I was like seeing her paychecks, and that's when I was like, why am I not doing this? What else am I doing? Watching freaking Netflix, like wasting time. I'm not doing anything else. I'm working at the salon, I come home, I veg, I do nothing. And that's when I was like, I've got time. I have the time. I can give up Netflix. I can do this on my lunch break. I can sit on the toilet when my client is processing and post on Facebook. And that's where it started. And I just learned and kept learning and kept learning and put one foot in front of the other. And I made my first million within 2 years. I didn't sign up for that. And so when I come on Facebook and I'm like, my business is amazing and these people are amazing and these products are amazing, it's because I 1000% like feel that to my bones. And when I tell you that you can do this too, I 1000% feel this to my bones, because I've seen this transform so many people's lives. And they weren't ever intending to. Some just signed up for the discount. Some just signed up because they love the products. It became natural that they were talking about them. And so when you see people like me and think, I could never do that. Yes, you freaking can. Yes, you can. You know why? Because I can show you, because I did it. I figured it all out for you so you don't have to. And so even if it's like $200, $300, I know that was everything for us. And you just start there. That's it. And then you let the rest play out. Like that's why this is awesome, because there isn't that like, oh my God, I'm getting ready to dump my life savings into a brick and mortar business and I could potentially lose everything. It doesn't work like that. Like, it costs me nothing to run my business every month. It's ridiculous. And sometimes when I get my paycheck, it feels like I just robbed a bank, because I'm telling you, it's nuts. It's ridiculous. Because things like that don't happen to people like me, you know? And I get that. But if I didn't just try and say, you know, let's just see how this plays out, I'm so thankful. I am so thankful. So this is me encouraging you to just see how it plays out, and like let the rest go, because there's some awesome stuff going on right now. There's a discount on product packs that usually doesn't happen. It's one of the last months that you can start qualifying for founder shares. Like, there's a lot on the table. Vegas, a free trip to Vegas. If you don't work for money and you work for trips, there's a free trip to Vegas. You can come with me. We have so much fun. It's just been such a huge blessing in my life, and that's why I talk about it, and I'm going to keep talking about it because I feel like it can help so many people. So I love you guys, and have a good one. I'll see you later. Jennifer, I love you. See you.